So, like, I just happen to have a big wad of cash to splash, and I'm looking for some new releases to invest in. And is this week a good week? I don't know. Jarret might have the answer. How you going, mate?
Good, gentlemen, very good. It's probably not the best week to be splashing that cash about. I won't say it's a bad week for it. There's been much worse. But look, I know that you're not too, you don't have a big problem with DVD. And so if you are looking to spend a bit of money, you might be able to make it stretch a bit further because most of this week's releases are only coming out on DVD.
In fact, if anybody's
Uh,
watching the video of this, it's all DVD behind me.
all
It's
DVD in
all
the backdrop.
DVD.
Funny anecdote. This week I realized that where my 4Ks are, which aren't behind me, that's all DVD again,
Yeah.
backdrop. But where the 4Ks are, the natural light's coming through and starting to make some of the
Oh,
spines
starting to
fade. Didn't
bleach
even
them.
really click. Yeah, particularly ones that are yellow. Anyway, I noticed this week, I was like, oh, there you go. I'm not keeping them there for like, they're not fine wines that I'm waiting for to mature to on sell. They're part of the collection. Look, there's some battle scars or whatever. But then the wife did suggest that the DVDs are over here, not getting affected by the sun, and they're worth bucko all. So maybe I should do the Witcheroony. Because I mean, there's some of that's still sealed in plastic, and they've got the sun
This is
spine damage.
Sunsbane.
But anyway,
Spine
yeah,
Bane.
it
No,
is.
no,
It's fun to
that's
turn.
just
A
nostalgic. Takes you
slipcase
back.
is good because you can turn a slipcase around. You
Around.
can see what the color was. Oh, this is what it was supposed to
Supposed to
be.
be.
And it just
Yeah,
takes you back
right.
to the
Okay.
video store days when you've got that one
Does.
shelf in the window.
Yeah, but
It
I
does,
love it.
yeah.
I got a bunch of tapes from Movie Time in Barclay Street in St Kilda, and there's like a line, like halfway
Oh,
along the
yeah.
spine where
Ah,
the sun
yeah.
hit the bottom half and the top half is the correct
Yes.
color.
Well, they had a decal on the window.
Yeah.
Yes, totally, totally.
Dan,
I
so
think I
what?
think I've got a few of those myself.
Where should I be? Where should I
Well,
be putting it?
well, look,
In
what
me.
I'll start. I'll start off with what, in my opinion, is probably the best release of the week in terms of the film itself, not necessarily the release. And it's coming out through, well, it's actually from Kismet, but it's being released through Madman. And it did get a theatrical release. I think it was back in early October from memory. Greedy People.
Yep.
I don't
Oh,
know if either of you saw this. Kind of a Coen Brothers meets like one of those dark Danny DeVito kind of comic thrillers, like
Death to Smoochie.
Duplex or Death to Smoochie or something of that nature. Yeah, absolutely. I quite liked it. It's got Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Lily James in it. But it is to me, it feels a bit like a streamer movie. But anyway, that one's coming out on DVD and Blu-ray this week, so look, worth checking out. Uh, that's probably one of the only Blu-rays coming out this week because everything else is pretty much DVD only. With the exception of the next title. Actually, there's two other titles that are coming out through Madman this week, and they are DVD only, so I'm not even going to really talk about them. Kneecap and The End We Start From
But we
as
have
well,
to
which I
mention
hadn't
Kneecap
heard
because
of.
it's got old Fassbender in it, and you love talking about Fassbender.
Did you know that he's got a giant cock?
Everybody, drink,
Take-
drink,
take- it
drink,
comes to
shot,
his kneecap.
shot,
Well, it goes down
shot,
to his knees.
shot.
Yeah, he can't wear short shorts. And
Good
now
old Fassbender.
now that you know that Fassbender has a giant cock, and you know that he's married to Alicia Vikander, what does that say about Alicia Vikander? She should have a career in pornography. That's what it says. When she's starting an OnlyFans.
When you say she's really deep, you
Yeah.
mean it.
Oh my God, you guys, you're really trying to get cancelled before 2024's out, just in case, You're well on the road.
Look, this would all
So
change if
mo-
we got a sponsor. So just put that out
That's
there.
true.
We'd keep it clean
Well,
if we
yeah,
had a sponsor.
yeah, absolutely. Maybe some sort of kind of, I don't know, like a baby oil or something like that. Or maybe the new album that's
Diddy's
coming
Baby
out
Oil.
And
from
mate, wouldn't
Bad
the
Boy
irony be
Records.
It's his comment that got us cancelled. Like,
That's true. So moving on, Vision. They're releasing a Blu-ray this week, a DVD and a Blu-ray of this film, Problemista, which is like this comedy that stars who's in it? Tilda Swinton and Julio Torres. And that one's coming out. They're doing a special edition with the Blu-ray. It's got a nice
Wow.
little slipcover.
Is that a new
It's
movie?
good to
I can tell you now,
Yeah.
the mention of Tilda Swinton makes me put my money back in my pocket. I won't be spending on that
Well,
one.
Look, she's not the lead of this film by any stretch. They just stuck her name on the cover because it helps to sell a unit or two. Speaking of that, though,
Makes me
I know, no, I'll give it a little bit of air because there is one other title from Vision that's coming out, which may actually be worthy of your money. This is one that took me by surprise, and I'm quite keen on. Only DVD, but look, It's completely understandable. It's the Edgar Wallace Mystery Collection, and this is like 47 films across 20 discs. It's even got on the bonus features 7 bonus films that were shot at the same time, and 2 of which are based on Edgar Wallace stories as well. So I'm not so, up in arms. It's DVD only. It's a pretty exceptional release.
Who's Edgar
He's a
Wallace?
crime writer.
Is he like the male
usually
version of Catherine Cookson?
no. This predates. Like he was
right.
writing stuff in like the 40s through 60s.
okay.
I think we're probably his big. Yeah, you're gonna love him, man.
Oh, so these are
because
classic films.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Classic
Ah.
British thrillers, and these were made for effectively feature films made for British television, but would release theatrically in different other parts of the world, the US or whatnot.
We were talking about these
and
the other day about other ones when I was trying to get you to watch Find the Watcher.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, with
well, Edgar Wallace, I will mention.
Is
He
that a
will
euphemism?
also.
No,
Okay.
He pretty much went on to influence like the Krimi films in Germany,
right.
in the late 60s, which would go on to, influence the Giallo films in the
Aren't
late
the-
60s, early
aren't the
70s.
Krimi
So it's a
films
bit of
like
a flow-on effect.
aren't the Krimi films like all that Diabolic and Killing?
No. They're like pretty much effectively like detective kind of stories, but with sort of sharper edges. So like they might have like sort of brutal murders, but you didn't necessarily see them, whereas Giallo took it the next level and showed you everything. But anyway, Edgar Wallace, what a set. So this is one that I am definitely thinking of picking up, albeit DVD only. I don't mind. And I don't see anyone else putting these films out anytime
I agree.
soon. So I'll pick up the Viavision one. But now I will talk about the other distributor that's releasing things to DVD that are just, it's 100% baffling. The first release, I had to go and watch the trailer for because the artwork was that appalling.
Oh, no.
And I wanted to kind of contextualize the casts that were in it and how they were in this particular film. It looks like this AI Photoshop job where they just put it through a filter. It's really bad, the artwork. The title's called The Christmas Letter. It's coming out
Is this
from
one with Chevy
Defiant
Chase?
Screen Entertainment. Chevy Chase and Randy Quaid. So
Yeah.
get excited. You got 2 of the stars of National Lampoon's Christmas
Please tell me
Vacation
that their pictures.
reuniting
The trailer
in 2 of the
is
smallest.
god awful.
Please tell me that
It
the
is.
pictures of Chevy Chase and of Randy are like from 20 years ago.
No, they're current, but they're giving it this comic
Yeah.
sort of glaze
And
filter.
it doesn't look like the Chevy Chase picture is from the movie. It's like they've just picked a promo
It
image
looks-
somewhere.
and he's the key image.
With
in
the
it.
Santa hat
It's
on.
a community. It's a
Yeah,
community
and they've
image.
stuck a Santa hat on him, and it looks so photoshopped on. But the best part is if you watch the trailer, you can actually see exactly where these 2 performers are in the film, and pretty much get an idea of how long they're in the movie for. Which, look, spoiler alert, they're probably on screen for somewhere between 3 to 5 minutes, and they've used at least
They're in an
30
office by
seconds of both
themselves.
of their performances. It looks awful, like absolutely appallingly bad. And it's such a bad trailer. Like they should have spent a little bit of money and cut a better trailer because for something that's pitched as a Christmas comedy, yeah, it doesn't look particularly merry or particularly good. But on that note, there is another release coming out from Defiant Screen Entertainment, which probably has marginally better production values, but is infinitely more forgivable because at least it looks like the kind of thing you might see on Hallmark. Hear me, Ben? Something you might see on Hallmark. Now this one's got a bit of a cast as well, but this one looks like the casts are actually in the majority of the movie, which is kind of a shock. This one you've got Kelly Stables, you've got Sean Astin, and you've got Neil I Don't Smooch a Stranger on Camera McDonough in it as well. And this one looks like a good kind of romantic comedy meets that kind of Christmas make a change. It's called Holiday Twist.
I love that
It's
you've
got
got
a few
Madonna in
twists
there
in it.
and Sean Astin because they, like, when you look at their socials, are politically on the complete far opposite ends of each other.
Of one another,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Are they? Like I've been.
Yeah, 100%.
McDonald's TikTok has been coming up in my feed, and he's just doing no. His daughter's TikTok feed is coming up
But
on my
he's-
thing,
he's-
and he's just doing
He's
dances.
very,
with them.
very conservative, and then Sean
Right.
Astin's the complete other
Yeah.
way. He like poured money into the campaign for Harris and all that kind of stuff. So I
Right.
love
Yeah.
it. This is
That-
what I love. I love it
But
when
he's
they
doing the-
come together and
So
make
hang
it
on.
doing the
So,
chicken dance.
so Sean Astin was putting money into Kamala Harris's campaign.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas it seems every other celebrity was taking money from Kamala Harris's campaign. I've seen not to get political, but I have seen the receipts that are coming out. Like Oprah didn't charge Kamala to do the,
Beyonce 10
thing
million
that she
bucks.
did, but she did. Her production company charged $1 million.
Hang on,
Yeah.
they get paid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
They got
Mine
paid for
was
the
blown.
endorsement.
Nothing to do with their personal politics. It's just they've been paid to be
They were
there.
paid for the endorsement,
They needed,
or they paid.
I don't want this to be on the show, but like they just wanted to fill the stadium. That's the only reason they did it.
Yes. Yeah, because all those people were promised they'd get to see Beyonce perform live. They didn't, but she still got paid like what,
But
5 or 10 million.
there is
or
a
something,
video of
You know,
Beyonce when they realised she
crazy.
wasn't singing, then half the fucking stadium.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, people get up and walk out. Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway,
Well, why
not
would
to
they
get
stick
into the
around, really?
politics, but Sean Astin, look, mate, if that's the way you're choosing to spend your money, you're going to have to make a lot more of these Christmas letter movies, and I don't know if that's a good thing. I think Adam Sandler's going to stop calling to go, hey, you want a cameo in this next thing? So those two releases coming out for Defiant Screen Entertainment and well ahead of Christmas. So yeah, get onto them. Oh, look, I can do really, grave injustices to myself, and I'm thinking there's part of me that wouldn't mind watching that Christmas letter, but I don't think I could put anyone else through it. I don't think I
We'd
could
do
even,
Yeah.
We'd do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
We do it together.
Well, maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's the thing we need to do.
We can watch it while Glenn stuffs some of his dollar bills into my underpants that he's not spending on Blu-rays this week.
Yeah, true. Well, look, gents, that's all the week's releases, but not so much a focus film, but a bit of a recommendation because I blind bought this, not because I hadn't seen the films. I've seen the films countless times. I already own the films, but I don't own them on 4K, and those Germans released a 4K release of them. And I couldn't find any info on the internet as to the, image quality or special features that I could, discern to actually be, proper. And it is the House Collection on 4K.
Delicious.
They did this giant, crazy box set that was, I don't know, about €300. I wasn't going to buy that. And then they did the media books. I'm not one for those. But when you get
They're
them
all
all
in
just in
German
a
too. That's
normal,
the problem with those media books.
They are,
all the
exactly.
booklets are all in German.
you get all the booklets, and you're like, yeah, it's all in German. Anyway, this release, I did take a bit of a gamble on. I think it ended up costing me like maybe about $80 Australian delivered, which wasn't bad.
Not for a house these days.
No, God, no, yeah, exactly. And I'm pleased to report, like, I had a quick skim through only the first film, and the image quality on it's fantastic. I was suitably impressed. It's got HDR. And then I delved into the extras because the extras I couldn't work out whether they would just say like interviews that were plucked from previous documentaries from the Arrow set. No, there's entirely new interviews. There's a new interview with Fred Decker, a new interview with Steve Miner. And there's an abundance on the other discs. I haven't even got. I'm going to hopefully spend a bit of time this week in getting through the
Have they done that treatment with part
features.
2?
They have, yeah. That's the
Amazing.
surprising thing. There's original content for parts. There's original content for all 4 films. Even the 4th film, they've got William Catt back to do an interview about. Which I mean, he's in it for like 5 minutes maybe. Anyway, nobody likes part 4. Everyone likes you.
Well,
the others.
you and
for
I,
different
we
reasons.
kind of did admit to having a little bit of a soft spot for it when we did that episode on it.
I do like the fact that they do bring Roger Cobb back, and it is, it's probably when I watch it again, I'm probably going to enjoy it more.
I don't
Time's
hate
being
it.
probably kind to it. Now, I mean, look, there's no loser in this franchise. There's just stronger films than others. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. And, this German release got a reversible sleeve, so you don't have to have that big, ugly, whatever kind of FSK 16 rating on it. But I'm glad I took the punt and bought it. It was one of those things. I unwrapped it, put it in the player, and I was like, well, let's see if this thing looks like it's upscaled. And no, it looked fantastic. And then when I discovered they were new special features, I didn't feel so bad about dropping $80 on, on this set. Anyway, another house set.
Can you tell me, does it say on the cover there, does it say in German? Can you pronounce in German, ding dong, you're dead? Does it have the...
No, they didn't put the tagline on there.
They didn't do it?
All horror has found a new home. No, sadly not. But yeah, anyway, very cool. And there's even old archival special features that are on here that I had never seen. Like basically an EPK from the era, but one that's screened on TV. So it was like produced by some sort of entertainment program like an ET or something. So there's some archival shit like that. So it's really, I'm really stoked that I actually bought it. Because sometimes this doesn't pan out too well, and then I'm like, bugger. I'm going to stick it on eBay.
I do have a theory that a lot of that Germany, after the Second World War, wasn't forced to sign the copyright treaty. So a lot of us extras get on there, and you're like, how did they get these?
Das is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. They do. It's I mean, the
It's hard to tell the bootlegs
Spaniards are
from the legit
worse.
stuff.
You know, oh, totally. Yeah, it's hard to know, and that's the thing. And it is a gamble because no one's out there actively reviewing this stuff. People are on YouTube when they get the fancy boxes or the ones with the busts and whatever, and they just show you all that shit and review that stuff. You're like, but what about the discs? What's the image quality like? What's that? You know, you don't know.
My one complaint when I look for the reviews of stuff that I've put together, and you're like, these guys haven't even put the disc in the machine. Like they're just reading the back of the cover if at all, and like they don't look in the booklet, or anything like that. And you're like, this is a real disappointment as a review. Like I put all this effort in, and no one gives a shit.
Exactly. You know what's funny though? This week I had someone review something I worked on, and someone alerted me to it. So I had a look at it just to see, because sometimes with the smaller releases, that you don't get the reviews on Blu-ray.com or other sites. And yeah, it was literally a chap reading out the back of the cover. I think he even mispronounced my name, which was not only did he not watch the thing and give an idea of the thing, he had not seen the film. So it was essentially like a pickup video, except he's received the supplier sample of it.
Yeah.
And he's basically reading out all the things on the back of the cover, mispronounced my name, which is fine. But yeah, I was like, oh man, you didn't even watch the fucking thing and you're getting a free copy. But on that note, though, I don't know how I stumbled on it. I stumbled on it earlier this week, this chap on YouTube who actually does, I think he doesn't get samples. He buys the things and he does review the things. No, you're going to have to cut that out.
Yeah.
He might listen to this.
Yes.
Yeah,
You'll
he does.
find out why, yep.
But there's a chap, I look, I can't remember what the name of his channel is, but he did a review for Death Valley, and I was like, oh, I wonder if he'll talk about the video essay I did on there. Anyway, he does, and talks, I reckon, like, it feels like half to three-quarters of the video is him talking about that special feature, and it felt really nice, because you're like, fucking...
Was his talk about it longer than the extra feature?
Well, probably on par, considering it was 32 minutes, my special feature. But yeah, no, it was very nice. And turns out the chap was friends with Lee, and that one was dedicated to Lee. So it was kind of like a cool sort of thing. And I was like, oh, that's nice, But yeah, but it is heartbreaking when typically it literally is, oh yes, and da-da-da-da from Peter Garrett.
Yeah. Speaking of Death Valley, Alex Macken is actually as of yesterday, was in Death Valley.
Yeah. I saw pictures.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Mine.
Yeah, totally. I saw a photo dump and it was like a million awesome things that he's done in, wow, I don't even know how long he's been there. And I was like thinking, wow, that's fantastic.
It's just circles. That's what it is, circles.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, gentlemen, look, that's it for this week. Until next time.
Stay
physical.
Stay physical.